to Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching over on Facebook or YouTube, come and join us on Niknax.net. How was their first morning back to school? Listen, they were up and ready before I even woke up, and that was at 6:40. I was like, oh, look at you guys. Wonder if we could do this every day or if this is just like a first day of school thing, because usually by the second week, we're late every single day. But we're off to a good start. All right, so that is fixed. I am going to pull up my notes from Christina. Oh, he's already over it. Oh, every kid's already started school. Ashton and Juliet, today was their first day. Very excited. They got all new gear, all new backpacks. For the past few years, I'm like, you can use the same backpack. There's nothing wrong with it. So this was the first year where it was like, we get new backpacks. I mean, their previous backpacks were LL Bean, and those things last forever and ever. All right, so I have notes from Christina. And we are going to get started. First of all, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I see lots of you are still popping in with new patches. You know, they were actually, Juliet had little pins, like little fun pins, and she was putting the pins on her backpack. So she's got some fun pins on her backpack. I know, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? All right, getting emails. All right, what is the new backpack? I think they're just off of Amazon. Julia got one with sunflowers on it, and Ashton just got a plain blue one. They're probably not going to last years, though. That's my guess. All right, so let's start with updates. We are currently at over 76,000 listings here on Niknax.net. As always, I want to encourage everybody to go and check out the Buy It Now listings. We've got some really fantastic stuff. I actually went live this morning to honey badger slating. I went live this morning to open up my purchases from Niknax and show you guys what amazing things you can find here. And a few of those were Buy It Now listings that I just found browsing the marketplace. So I want to encourage you guys to look around, check out the different categories. One of the searches I did to find both the hippo and that really cool cat, if you caught the live this morning, was pottery. And I just browsed through the pottery listings for a while and found those two gems. I call them gems because they are definitely gems. So check out the Buy It Now listings. We also have live sales every single day, happening all day. So I encourage you to come and check it out. We also have over, I didn't realize we'd gotten to that number. We have 3,430 plus sellers, which is fantastic. I've been adding a lot more sellers these past 2 weeks. Even while I've been away, I've been on there trying to increase our seller numbers. So it's very exciting. Welcome to all of our new sellers and members. We appreciate you. We do have over 26,000 members still, 26,361. So, and it's continuing to grow at the same rate it always has. But I'm really looking to push that. I want to get up to 100 new members every single day. And one way you guys can help with that is by sharing our reels. If you see our reels over on Facebook, you can share them out. We've been doing a lot of reels lately. Brandon, Katie, and I are kind of tag teaming the reels. So some of them are ones I did and some of them are ones they did. But we've been trying to put out a lot of fun, funky, silly reels. So if you guys want to help grow that number and get to 100 new members every single day, I would ask that you please share the reels and get them out there for us. Okay, so Mainly Made, which is our sister marketplace for all things handmade, all things handmade is up to 2,400 plus listings. So if you haven't checked out Mainly Made, go and check it out. You can find it from district.net/mainly made, not manly made. There's not a marketplace for that yet, but mainly made. You can go and find that. So go check out the handmade marketplace. Every Thursday they have art therapy Thursdays, and a lot of our sellers are going live over there crafting and doing really fun stuff. So go and check that out, especially on Thursday. You can just go and hang out and chit chat and have a good time. So that is on Thursdays. Now our membership on Mainly Made is up to 1,555 and growing. So continuing to grow. And I hope that over the Christmas and over the holiday season, it blossoms and it starts growing faster. We have over 332 sellers on Mainly Made. I also went through and approved some more sellers over there. As always, I say this every time I go through our numbers. We have a lot of outstanding applications. We have over 800. We have it was like up to 860. And I've been approving. So we're still up over 800. But if you have been waiting to become a seller on Niknax for a very long time, please send me a message. And I will look for your application. Sometimes I've looked people up and we don't have an application for them. So chances are maybe they were declined and requested for more information and didn't get the decline, or maybe they just accidentally didn't hit the right button and didn't apply. So if you've been waiting a long time, please send me a direct message. And I go through those about once a week because they usually go into my other folder here on Niknax. So they're in my other folder, and I go through my other folder about once a week. So I will check those out. But one thing that's very important to me in growing Niknax and also Mainly Made is balance, keeping a balance. So as I'm approving sellers, it's usually when I see that the marketplace is performing really well. The lives are doing well, the buy it nows are ramping up, and I'm like, okay, I think we're ready to introduce some more sellers. So I'm trying to keep a balance. I think one issue that other e-commerce sites have had is that they added too many sellers without building the buyer base as well. So it wasn't balanced, and now it's off balance and a lot of people are complaining. So I'm just trying to keep that balance, making sure that that we're all succeeding and as a community. So let's get started, shall we? First up, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. There's a little coffee emoji, so I think that's the signal to take a sip of coffee. Okay, first up, we have added more sellers. I discussed that. Yes, we have new sellers. I think I've added over 100 new sellers in the past week, which is pretty exciting. And as I've said before, you don't need, we got a raid. Who raided us? Who raided us? Bird and Bloom, did you raid us? I feel like you were live. Yes, I thought so. Thank you for the raid. Everybody follow Bird and Bloom Thrift. They raided us. She raided us. This is fantastic. From the beach. Oh, I did see you scheduled from the beach. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. I did see you scheduled from the beach. I hope it was a good sale. So where was I? I got distracted. I was talking about... I got derailed. Welcome to all the new members and sellers. Oh, growth. I was talking about growth. Yeah, we're growing really well, and it's very exciting. Oh, I've added about 100 new sellers over the past week, and then some. So very excited about that. And as we add new sellers, I want to encourage everybody to continue to share content, continue to multicast. You know, if you have a following anywhere else, you can multicast to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Instagram takes an extra step to multicast too, but I've done it before. I think Amanda, Candyland Curiosities, has casted to Instagram before, and it's really awesome to be out there on Instagram. I'm just always so late that I don't have time to do that extra step to get us out onto Instagram. So that's the only thing holding me back. But if you're a very punctual person and you can go that extra step, it's not, I know it's not difficult. It's just an extra step and I'm already late and I'm like, I don't have time to get the code and put the code in. So that's the only reason I don't do it, but it's very easy. You guys can, you can multicast to Instagram. So I would encourage you guys to do that. One thing I did want to mention as we continue to approve new sellers is that we are not like other e-commerce platforms. Other e-commerce platforms bow to the algorithm. We don't do that here. We're not going to tell you to start your items at $1. We're not going to tell you to start your items low so that you can get pushed out. We don't have an almighty algorithm. We don't have one of those. So you don't have to bow to the algorithm. So you don't have to start your items really low. You don't have to give giveaways every 5 items. What's the other thing? No giveaways. And we're pretty light on the trolls. We don't tolerate that here. If I see someone being unkind, I usually send them a message and I tell them, hey, remember, we're positive. We're positive here. And that's very important to me as we continue to grow this community. So we are unlike other platforms. And as I continue to add people, I just want to put that reminder out there so that people don't come in expecting that this is going to be like other places and lower the bar, so to speak. So as I'm approving applications, I'm approving people who are on Whatnot, approving sellers who are on Etsy and eBay. So it's not like I'm going through and like I'm kind of bouncing around because I want, again, balance. So I'm approving sellers who are buy it now sellers on eBay or Etsy. Maybe they don't go live. I'm approving sellers who are on Whatnot. And I'm just trying to create some variety. Also, if you're not selling, if you just have an antique booth, or you sell on Facebook Marketplace or things like that, I'm also approving those sellers as well. So I'm trying to keep it all going. We're not just focused in on we need more live sellers. We're also, of course, approving our buy it now sellers. All right. So yes, spread the word about Niknax and Mainly Made. We do appreciate that. So like I said earlier, if you see those reels and you think they're funny, please share them. I think my favorite one to make and was the breakdancing one. That was my favorite one to make because it just made me laugh when I was making it. I was like, this is so funny. And I was laughing at my own reel, which is probably kind of silly, but it was just really good. I was like, oh, look. It was pretty good. You sometimes come across with sad vibe. Well, yeah, try to stay positive. That's what it's all about here. We're trying to keep it positive. So that is my little thing about that. Please be sharing. So Fenton Frenzy is coming up this weekend. We do have an announcement in regard to the Fenton Frenzy. We are canceling the Fast Friday freight. We're not going to do that because it also coincides with 4th Friday, which is our handmade market. So when we planned that, it really didn't occur that, oh my gosh, because there's five weekends in August. So it just kind of was like, wait a second. So we are not going to be having the Fast Friday freight on Friday because we want to just make sure the attention is on our handmade makers, which is something that was very important to me when I started this marketplace and continues to be important to me. So on this Friday, we are going to be changing the entire homepage over to just handmade. So it'll be just handmade. And I encourage you all to do maybe a little holiday shopping. We're also going to be running the Meet Your Maker train, which if Christina probably has it in the notes here about when we're going to be posting signups for that. But this time around, they're only going to be posted in Mainly Made because we found that when we post them in both, sometimes people don't understand that it's supposed to be mainly made. So we're going to post them over in the Mainly Made sign up. Oh, they're up. perfect. Look at that. She's on top of it. All right, they're up. So the Meet Your Maker train will be happening on Friday, and I'll be traveling all day in between the marketplaces. So it's going to be bouncing back and forth between Niknax and Mainly Made. So if you're riding the train and you're like suddenly in another marketplace, don't be alarmed. It was intentional. That was what was supposed to happen. And one fun fact is that if you comment, if you go over to the other marketplace and you leave a comment, you've been kidnapped. Yeah. You become a member. So we appreciate all of you supporting our handmade makers. And that will be on Friday. And I know they love seeing you in there, cheering them on. We have some really fantastic artisans here in Niknax and also in Mainly Made. So go and check that out. We have a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. We're doing a marketplace giveaway. If you saw my YouTube video at the barn, you probably got a preview of it. It is being sponsored by My Flipping Van Life. So if you're not following Sandy here on the marketplace, make sure you give her a follow because she gave us a very generous giveaway for the Fenton Frenzy. So it is an alley cat. It is a blue carnival alley cat. And like I said, it is sponsored by My Flipping Van Life. So if you see her out there in the marketplace, make sure you give her a follow to say thank you. I'm sure she would very much appreciate that. So we're going to be giving away a Fenton alley cat. I talked to district about how we can do this because as I've spoke before, we can't do purchase required giveaways. It's not a good thing. So we can't do that. It's against the lottery, whatever laws, not lottery, sweepstakes laws or whatever. So in order to do this giveaway, we have to do something a little bit weird. It's not guess the number. What we're going to do, and this might change, but when I asked district about it, they kind of like told me, well, this is what you could do. I don't know if there's other options, but as of right now, what we're going to do is we're going to put a listing out on the marketplace for this alley cat. It's going to be like $1 million. Somebody wants to buy it, you are more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop you. You can buy the alley cat for $1 million. But if you like that listing, district can then pull a list of everyone who's liked that listing. So it's no purchase necessary. You like the listing and your name gets put into the giveaway. And then district can pull a list of everyone who's liked that giveaway and we can randomize and pick. So that is how we're going to do that. So that'll be this weekend. I'm not sure if we'll include some other giveaways or what we're going to do, but that should be really awesome. It's a gorgeous. I think I actually have that exact alley cat. I have an alley cat at home sitting on my dresser, and I'm pretty sure it's that teal carnival glass alley cat. Just don't buy it by accident. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we have that. Kudos and reminders. I love this section. There's also an emoji, so I'm going to drink my coffee. Okay, so this is something that has been really awesome, and I appreciate all of you in the community who have been going the extra mile to shout out our Buy It Now listings here on the marketplace while they are live, they are doing their live sale, and they're saying, hey, don't forget, we have a marketplace with over 76,000 listings. Go and check it out. And I know that means so much to the Buy It Now sellers who maybe aren't comfortable going live or just haven't taken the plunge yet. I can say for me, I was very nervous. I was very nervous to go live for the first time, so I totally get it. But I would say, oh, sorry, I got distracted. So I would definitely continue to shout out the Buy It Now sellers. Yes, we are successful together. What is the expression? A rising tide lifts all the boats. Did I get it right? So we need to rise together. It's one of my favorite expressions. All right. So next we have. Okay, here is a discussion that was brought up while I was away in New York. One of those things is By the way, I saw somebody purchase a buy it now. I want to say thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. In my buy it now today, side note, in my buy it now today, I have items from Eclectic Alley, a seller here on Niknax, with a wonderful selection of buy it now listings, and also our featured seller for the week. So that's what's going on in the buy it now. In addition to coffee, of course. But so if you see items in there, I want to take a browse and support our weekly featured seller. That's what you can do. Also the discussion this week while I was away, something was brought up about copyrighted music. Let me look up. Oh, you know what? Christina sent me a screenshot. Where did it go? I know it's here. I want to make sure that I speak correctly. Okay. Here's the deal with copyrighted music, at least the policy. The way I see it is if you are playing copyrighted music, you are taking your own risks. One thing that I suggest is that if you're going to play copyrighted music, you need to generally receive permission from the owners of the content, because Niknax can't give you those permissions. So if you're doing that, if you're playing copyrighted music, that's completely up to you. I have heard instances where copyright holders have come down on people for playing music during their live sales. So if that were to happen, it would be on the seller. And that would be a risk that you were taking. But if you don't care, if you want to just do that, then go for it. But that's what the policy is on that. Okay. Yeah, they're probably not sure so when you're selling something, it's like you're using that music to sell something, and so it gets a little weird because you're playing the music and you're selling things, and it's like, okay, well, you're making a profit off of the music, so to speak. So they can get a little testy. It's same as me posting YouTube videos with music playing in the background. I get paid for my YouTube videos, and then suddenly I'm making money off of the music, which is just playing in the background, but that's kind of how it works. So play music at your own risk. Claudine did bring up a good point that she, for those of you that are possibly hard of hearing, sometimes it makes it more difficult to hear when you're having the music going in the background. So there is royalty-free music available out there in the universe that you can go and check out, but that's kind of how we feel about that whole thing. So I wanted to address that because I know it was like a huge discussion while I was away, and I'm just kind of getting caught up. Christina and I had a call yesterday. She kind of caught me up on everything that was going on. Let me see. I lost my notes. Did I lose my notes? Where did they go? I lost my notes. Stand by. Oh, all these parents posting first date like pictures of their kids is so fun. I just opened Facebook and there's 2 kids going off to school. I love it. I have to post Ashton and Juliet's first date photo. Okay. This is a really, really important one. Hey Bandit, thank you for your purchase. It's so funny when I posted that, I was like, ooh, I bet Bandit would like this. And there it is. I love it. Thank you very much. All right. So train dedication. Something I've been talking about a lot lately. Something I have to bring up a lot. And I wish I didn't have to keep bringing it up. But I'm going to bring it up again. And after I bring it up this time, I'm going to have to implement some... I don't like the word consequences. I don't like that word. But some repercussions, that probably doesn't sound much better. Sanctions. Sanction. That really doesn't sound much better either. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you need what I am saying is that if you sign up for a train, you need to show up. You need to show up unless there is an emergency. It's not fair to the train conductor to have to message you 7 million times. Can you schedule your sale, please? Can you schedule your sale, please? Bueller. It's not fair. And then for them to have to go and find a replacement for you. It's just, if you're going to sign up for a train, you're expected to be there. You're expected to schedule your show. You're expected to show up. It's not fair to the conductor to have to find somebody to step in for you if they don't have a list. A lot of the times they do have a list, but even then, it's just a backup list. Just worst case, somebody gets really sick and can't show up. Somebody has a relative in the hospital. Worst case scenario, there is a backup list, but it's not there for people to just be like, I have to go to an estate sale today, and I think I'm just gonna flake out on this because I'd rather go to an estate sale. That one I didn't like that one. I was like, excuse me, what? It must be a really good estate sale. Oh God. So I just wanted to get over to Facebook real quick and take care of that. And then we'll come back. We'll circle back. Don't worry. At least it's not a marriage proposal. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse. All right. Let's see. Oh, Ronnie. You gotta be like that. All right. Gone. The proposals have kind of I'm not getting as many marriage proposals, which is probably a good thing. Okay, so back on track. Trains. And I'm not just talking about Niknax sponsored trains. I am talking about trains in general. All the trains, whether it's the newbie train, by the thrifting teacher who is right here in the chat, whether it is the dogs and cats train that Jeannie Bird and Stacy put on this weekend. It's not just Niknax sponsored trains. And I'm keeping a list. Will you marry me? Oh, it's so sweet. So we're taking notes, I should say. We're taking notes on people who lack the follow through, of individuals who aren't taking it seriously, because it really is unfair to the conductor. It's not easy to put together a train. And personally, I know that I would not be good at it. And that I knew that very early on. It's not something I could do. That's not my thing. I'm not very good at organizing in my own life, let alone organizing a train for other individuals. That's not me. So that's why we brought Christina on, because she is a boss when it comes to organizing trains. But it's not easy. It's not easy to pull. It's like herding cats, pulling all these people together, trying to get them to do this and that, and just schedule your sale and make sure it's preloaded. All that being said, I really appreciate all of you who do follow through with your commitments. I appreciate it so much. And for those of you who step in, when something goes awry, and just to be clear, I'm not coming down on people who, have gotten ill or sick, or people who have had an actual emergency, or there's a serious reason. Occasionally people do forget. Occasionally people do forget, and I'm not really coming down on. It does happen. It happens. For that reason, I do encourage you guys to put it in your phone, to put it in, your calendar. But it's when somebody knows that they're supposed to be there for a sale, and they don't have any excuses for not showing up or being there. That was a little bit of the thing that I was like, oh, I hate having to have those conversations, but it's the truth. I really want to encourage everybody to follow through, because it's also not fair to the people who would like to be in that train, and it's like, oh, it's filled up, you know. So, all right. Hang on. That as well. That same on that same note, communication. Communication is very important. If a conductor is trying to contact you, or anyone in the marketplace is trying, maybe it's about an order, hey, I've had an issue with this order. If a train conductor is if you've signed up for a sale, and you haven't, and somebody's trying to contact you about that sale, you need to respond. There is a, we asked for direct messaging, and district gave us direct messaging. So now we have the opportunity and the ability to communicate between each other, rather than chat channels constantly tagging people and trying to figure out that way. But please communicate. Don't ignore others. Communication is important. Is there someone specific to help with ID items? We actually have a chat channel that is ID Me. So if you post in there, members of the community can help, and also Logan, who is a moderator admin here on the marketplace. He usually chimes in, and he knows his stuff. So you can probably post in there, and I'm sure somebody would be able to help you. All right, let's see. What else do we have on here? Okay, this month, let's talk about upcoming events happening this month. We're going to move away from the train talk, and we're going to talk about what's coming up this month. Okay, I see you. Christina just sent me a text. Okay, and if I forget, send me another text. Okay, Handmade Market is happening this Friday. It is happening this Friday, and as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be running a train in between the marketplaces, and the entire homepage is going to switch over to all handmade. So I encourage you guys to support our artists, browse some of the listings, maybe make a few Christmas gift purchases. Personally, I love giving handmade goods, treasures, to my family for the holidays. I just think it's like an extra, like, look at this thing. It's so amazing. And somebody made it, and it's for you, like that. I think that means a lot. It means a lot to me anyway. So that includes the Meet Your Maker signups, which are in the Mainly Made train chat channel. So if you are a member of the Mainly Made marketplace, you will be able to sign up for that train. The requirement for that is that it is handmade by you. It has to be handmade by you. And that is really the only requirement, I think, is that you have handmade these items. And it's just to showcase what you're making, what your art is, and we're going to be bouncing back and forth all day Friday. That's not to say, and I said this before, when we have Niknax sponsored trains, we just ask that no other trains be simultaneously running. But you are more than welcome to schedule sales during that time. So regardless of whether it's the Meet Your Maker, the Fenton Frenzy, like, you guys are more than welcome to schedule sales during those events. One thing I ask is that you don't hold sales that are the same theme. Don't hold sales that are the same theme. Because that kind of takes away from the novelty of the train. Whether you can still have a sale the next day, you can I know one thing Mab does is she has one after the train is over in the evenings, and I think that's awesome. She really takes advantage of that build. All day people are doing this, and then she'll have a sale, and I think that's awesome. I love that she waits until after, and then she does this. She's there for it, and I thought it was really great, the cats and dogs one she did this week. Also, as far as graphics go, if there is a train happening, let's not make a graphic that matches the train, because that's just kind of poor taste. It's not a guideline. It's not like you can't do this, but it's just in poor taste. So, so my request, not just for Niknax themes, sales, but for the marketplace as a whole, it's kind of bad taste. So, I would encourage, and also as far as the theme sales go, I would say the same for regular trains that our community is running. You know, if you see that somebody in the community is running a salt and pepper shaker train, which we actually have coming up in September, I'll have to put that up in the calendar. I mean, maybe don't schedule your salt and pepper shaker train with a similarly made thumbnail. You know, just be conscientious of that. Be respectful of others in the marketplace, because it's little things like that that start making people feel a certain way. And we don't want anyone feeling a certain way. So just use your common sense, be respectful of others, and I think that's really all I can ask. All right. So, let's see what else we've got here. The Fenton Frenzy is now, I got to change our banner because I say it's starting on the 23rd. It is not. It is now starting on the 24th, but we do have the Fenton Frenzy happening this weekend. Where do I learn how to make a personal thumbnail? Oh, so I use Canva. That's what I use, Canva. But we also have generic thumbnails in the chat channels. There's actually a chat channel dedicated to like generic, like, and people use those thumbnails. I created those thumbnails for people in the marketplace to use. So if you want to use one of those thumbnails on the fly, you can just grab one of those thumbnails and go live. All right. So Fenton Frenzy happening this weekend. I am so excited for this event. And I want to encourage you guys, if you also love Fenton, if you are excited about the event, please help us get the word out. We're trying to get as much promotion behind it as possible. And we would love for you guys to be sharing and talking about the Fenton Frenzy. I've been talking about it on my videos, but as I've said in the past, I can only do so much. Yes, I have a large following. Yes, I can talk about it until I'm blue in the face, but I can only do so much. I need help. And we have over 26,000 members and 3,400 sellers. And if you guys want to help, you can help by talking about it, inviting people, and letting people know, like, hey, did you hear about the Fenton Frenzy? And help us, get that excitement building. And not just for that event, but for other events as well. All right. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Meeting a lady tomorrow that used to be a Fenton dealer. Oh, that sounds so fantastic. Meanwhile, I'm like scraping. I'm like, oh, I gotta find some Fenton. I have an hour-long sale. I'm scraping it. I'm like scraping the bottom of it. I'm like, oh, is there any more Fenton down there? Oh, maybe. I'm gonna have to definitely go shopping this week for some Fenton, I think. Yes. So I encourage you guys to turn on international shipping. I think it's always a bummer for our Australian and Canadian buyers when they are on a train and they're just riding along and then they get into a sale and they can't participate. It's kind of a bummer. So I encourage you guys to turn on that international shipping. It's not that hard. It just prints off a slip when you print the label, and you have to either sign it, or I think Andrew has ours is like automatically signed. He said, I was like, oh, that's fancy. I don't know what that means, but you just got to sign the label, like for customs. I believe that's all that's going on. Well, you asked Sister to put people straight into Niknax when using Niknax.net. Oh, is that the thing? Every time I use Niknax.net, I go straight to Niknax. Did they change that? Let me check. Niknax.net. When I do it, I go straight into Niknax. So when I type in, if they're new and they're not a member, they go straight to districts. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. That's, I don't like that. Okay. I will bring that up in my meeting with district at 1:30. And we will see how we can fix that. I will see how we can fix that because yes, we do. Okay. We do have a lot of marketplaces popping up. And one thing I always want to encourage you guys, if you're a member of Niknax, um, that you shop within Niknax because that's supporting our sellers. Once you start going outside of Niknax, you're no longer supporting the people here. We're the largest marketplace, and so we have a lot more members, a lot more sellers, and so District is a whole thing with lots of different marketplaces. But we are Niknax. That is our marketplace. That is where we live, and that also goes to say that, all the things I talk about in our coffee chat relate specifically to Niknax, not District as a whole. So when I talk about like, oh, this is what we have coming up, this is what we got going on, I'm talking about Niknax. So let's number one on District. Let's go. It's pretty exciting. And I'm still blown away. I don't know if you guys saw the reel yesterday on Niknax. It's like, yeah, this is about right. I don't know what I'm doing, but I seem to be doing a good job at it. So I'm just going to keep doing that. But I think a part of why Niknax has been so successful is because of us as a community building each other up, being positive, and doing something different. We're trying to what I'm trying to do here, and I feel like what you guys are helping me accomplish is to create something different that is not like other e-commerce platforms, and that is a community of buyers and sellers. Like, we're a community. And one thing about other marketplaces, other e-commerce sites, is they try to keep a distance between the buyer and the seller. There's like a void. There's a void. But here we have chat channels. We can discuss things in the chat. Like, we don't have that separation. And I think that's awesome. And I think that really has helped to foster this community and make it a wonderful thing. So let me see. We've got one more thing on the list, and then I can take questions. Oh, listing. Oh, that's okay. Christina, I almost forgot your text up here. So Christina did text me. This was not in the notes, but we want to remind everybody that if you are listing items on Niknax, please call it what it is. I mean, I realize that listing on the fly, sometimes it's like, here's a box of things, or here's, a bowl. You're gonna call it a bowl. You're not gonna call it like a fishnet, Lomonosov Russian bowl. I mean, that's more for preloading and buy it now. But if you're doing preloading and buy it now, please take the time to include an accurate listing title, a little bit in the description, because otherwise people are like, what is that? So we want to encourage you. Yes, if you're doing buy it now listings, we do have requirements for buy it now listings. I actually haven't talked about those in a while. When you are approved to join the marketplace, you are sent a brief guidelines of the marketplace, and that includes when you list items, buy it now. You are required to include measurements of the item, and also measurements, a condition report. We want a condition report. So like if there's a chip on there, be like, no cracks, but there is a chip on the edge. We want that condition report. We want the measurements. And multiple pictures are always really important. They're always very important because you want to make sure you get it from every angle. And a lot of people like me, I like to look at it from every angle. One photo that's usually missing from listings that drives me absolutely nuts because it's the first thing I look at when I pick up an item. Does anybody know what that is? Do you guys know what it is? When I pick up an item, what's the first thing I look at? I always look at the bottom. Even if there isn't a marking on the bottom, there could be no marking at all. But if I look at the bottom of a piece of glass and I see a pontil mark, I know that it's probably handmade. If I see a seam, I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is machine made. So it tells you so much about the item just looking at the bottom, regardless of whether there is a marking or not. So when you're doing listings, always take a picture of the bottom. It may not seem important to you, but it could be important. Yeah, pottery as well. It might not seem important to you, but to a buyer, that could be really important. So, I mean, there's times when I've been shopping on eBay or elsewhere, and when I'm looking through the photos, if I don't see a picture of the bottom, I'm not gonna mess with it. Like, I want that bottom. I want to see the bottom. Don't say something's raku and not show the bottom. Exactly. I mean, you can tell something is raku by looking at the bottom. The size, you can't really tell as much. You need to see it, even if it's not signed. Yeah, show us your bottoms. That's every time we have a coffee chat, we come up with new merch. The new merch is going to be show us your bottoms, and then it's going to be an upside down base. Niknax.net. Great ideas. I love it. This brainstorming thing. Collective brainstorming. Show us your bottoms. I would wear that shirt. I would probably get a lot of weird looks, but I would wear that shirt. I would wear it out and about. Bottoms matter. Oh, shoot. All right. So before I wrap this up, I want to remind all the clutch pearls at Goodwill. I can't. I want to remind everybody to check out the calendar of events, which is available on the Niknax homepage. Oh, wait. Before I continue, I want to write down that people are being dumped onto district.net instead of Niknax, because I will forget to bring that up in my meeting later. That pen doesn't work. It's all about the base. Oh, that's so good. I like that a lot. All about the base. All right. We're saying new users to Niknax.net. Go to main page and not Niknax. All right. I'm gonna bring that up. If I don't write these things down, I forget. It was funny the last meeting I had, 2 meetings ago. They're like, well, is there anything you have on your mind? And I had all of these Post-its all over. I'm like, and then that's how my meetings go. But I have it written down now, so we're good. So calendar of events. Let's go back to the homepage. And on the side, you will see our chat channels. In the chat channels, we have the calendar of events. It's Moonsky Christina has written there's only one line because it's only open to admins to comment. But if you click on it, you are brought to our calendar of events. I feel like at this point, we can probably hide July. I'm going to hide July. We are in August. We're almost to the end of August, which is wild. But coming up on Niknax, we have the Fenton Frenzy, obviously, this weekend. We have our typical sales happening this week. So yesterday, of course, was Monday. We had Manic Monday and What's on the Menu. That happens every Monday. Groovy Train is today. The Groovy Train is happening today. So if you guys love the Groovy Train, make sure you hop aboard that. We also have the Early Bird Train on Wednesdays in the morning. So it's for all of you who are up early, like this morning. I couldn't believe I had like 700 people in my Let's Unwrap Some Stuff sale. It wasn't even a sale. Let's unwrap some stuff live. 700 people in the morning. It was wild. So that is tomorrow. Early bird sale. Jewelry Train happens every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I believe Adored Vintage is kicking that off at 5 o'clock. I think they pushed it a little bit earlier. And now Adored Vintage is kicking off the jewelry sale at 5 o'clock, which should be amazing. Okay, and then next week, same as our usual scheduled trains. Thursdays we like to leave open unless we're kind of like we can't find a spot to have a Niknax sponsored train, and then we will utilize a Thursday. But we like to keep Thursday free of trains. That's like our no trains day. Because I know a lot of people get nervous scheduling a live during a train. So Thursdays are our no train days. And then Atomic Train is happening next Saturday. I'm excited for the Atomic Train. September, we have September is going to be Glass Month here on Niknax. I've declared it for my birthday. It's my birthday month, and I've declared it Glass Month on Niknax. So Thursday, Friday, September 5th and 6th, Out of the World into the Deep. And then Saturday, Sunday is Glass Locomotive, which I have to get with Jenny K about that one, because I think us as Niknax kind of want to get involved in the glass train and help with that, because we're going to have 2 big glass trains in September, including the Glass Locomotive, which Jenny K does the first weekend of every month. And then the 21st and the 22nd is also going to be glass. So it's going to be exciting. And then in October, I think November is when we're doing more paperweights. So if you guys are looking forward to paperweights, that is happening in November. So be saving up the paperweights. I have a pile. I'm saving the paperweights. Every paperweight I get, I'm like, and you go on the shelf, and you go on the shelf. And I'm like building them up. Also, if you love to buy paperweights, you might want to start a separate savings account and just, keep building on that until November, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. I'm very excited for it. Oh yeah, October is Weirdo Month. October is Weirdos. We're doing it. Yes, the Weirdo Train is happening in October. Okay, I missed the question about Android, but currently Android is only available for sellers who want to go live. And from what I understand, you cannot load items on the fly. So you have to have them preloaded from a computer. And then you can put them into the sale from your phone. But you can still not do them on the fly. So you can't really do on the fly sales. No, the Android is not available for buyers yet, but you can still use your web browser on your phone. If you have Google on your web browser, if you have Chrome, that's Chrome. If you have Safari, well, then you would have an iPhone. Yeah, if you have a web browser on your Android, I don't know much about Androids, but if you do, you can access niknax.net. Yes, I did hear about the glitches. We have been talking to him. District has been working with him to figure out what went wrong and also make sure that everything's smoothed over there. He seems to have still had an amazing sale from what the feedback that I received. So I think it was salvaged by the fact that he had a really great sale. So, by this weekend, I'm hoping that any glitches or issues with Android can be worked out, especially if you're on the Fenton Frenzy train. I want to make sure that you guys are good to go. So district is working on that. I can tell you they are working through whatever went wrong and trying to make sure that it does not happen again. So here's the thing about the tags is I would like to redo the tags, but I'm waiting until there's an update on district where I personally can play around with the tags, because the way the tags work now is if I add a tag and then I decide I want to change it, I have to reach out to Sienna or Ivan or somebody at district, because I don't have the power to delete tags. I don't have the power to change tags. So I'm like, you know what? I'm waiting until I have the power, and then I'm going to just redo the whole thing. And we're going to have a whole new system for tagging. But that's going to be whenever that, I don't even know when that update's coming. Hopefully soon. Yeah, for now, I'm not adding new tags. I did see the request for Pyrex. I can maybe see how that would fit in for the time being, and then maybe incorporate it into, because I do know that Pyrex is a category in and of itself. So I'm going to add that. Pyrex. It's going on the other side of my laptop. So I think that's really all I had. I don't think, yeah, so the person I'm supposed to raid did not schedule a sale or have a sale today. So that leaves us up to a mystery raid. We're going to do a mystery raid. Pirates. Oh, a pirates tag, of course. The pirates. Everybody loves pirates. So since the person I was supposed to raid is not going to go live, it seems. Did anyone have any more questions? I don't have to end and then raid. So any more questions? A cartoon train. Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I like that idea. Christina's like, yes, cartoons. That would be awesome. I really like that idea. Thank you. Cartoon may be copyright. I don't know if cartoon is copyrighted necessarily, but I mean, I think the idea of different characters, figurines and stuff of different characters, cartoons. I am literally a cartoon character. I don't disagree with that statement. We can call it tunes. We can call it tunes. All right. So, do I have to open a new account to post in Mainly Made? You do not, but you have to apply to be a seller on Mainly Made. Let me think real quick. So I'm not having a Mainly Made chat today. I was thinking about maybe, but I want to go get lunch. So as far as Mainly Made goes, I have mentioned this on a Mainly Made chat previously, the mystery box train. Christina and I came up with an idea, a name for the train. It's going to be called Out of the Box, because we're encouraging you to think out of the box, right? Boom. She said that last night. She's like, well, we want to encourage them to, think out of the box. And I'm like, oh, stop. That's it right there. That's the name of the sale. It's going to be a train called Out of the Box. Done. So that is still in the works. I think we're going to do that for Mainly Made in September as I build the momentum and the excitement via YouTube. And I'm going to announce when it's going to be on YouTube and try to get some of my followers over to ride the train and experience all that is the Out of the Box live train. It'll be fun. We'll have fun. It'll be a fun thing. I mean, you could, even if you wanted to, you could probably use the box in your thing. You could be like, I'm going to just use this box. And then you're kind of thinking in the box. Do you know what I'm saying? That is allowed if you want to think inside the box. Yes, Weirdo Train is October in time for Halloween. So I have a few weirdos. I have the weirdo with the crazy branches coming out of her head. I'm really excited for her. So if nobody has any more questions, I think we're going to do a raid. Let me see who's live right now. All right. I see junk in her trunk. Diana K is live. Let me see. One thing I like to look at before I do raids is how many people are in the sales. Because I like to bless people with all of us. Be like, hey, we're crashing the party. Here we come. So let's see who's live right now. Right now we have 293. Holy smokes. That's a lot. What time is it? 11:36. Okay. I think we're going to go over to Diana K. She's a very sweet lady. I met her in person when she came to Springfield a few years ago. Very sweet lady. So I think that's where we're gonna go. I think we're gonna not that Jeannie Bird and Tara aren't sweet, but I think we're gonna go over to Diana K. I really enjoyed getting to know her when we were in Springfield. So we're gonna raid over there, but we also have Jeannie Bird live doing a final picking day at an estate sale, I'm assuming. So that might be fun. I don't know if she's buying though. I mean, actively live buying. Sometimes she will go to these sales and you guys can be like, oh, I like that. I like this. I like that. And then later on she'll go live and she'll sell it. Okay. She's not. Okay. All right. So if you want to go shopping with Jeannie Bird, you can go shopping with her. My next live sale is today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That's why I want to go eat. I want to go eat first. And then we have Vintage and Vino with jewelry, art glass, and more. So she is live as well. But let's go to Diana. All right, you guys ready? As a reminder, if you're over on Facebook or YouTube, come to Niknax.net. This is where you have to be. This is where you have to be in order to participate in this. Okay. And I'm going to leave you guys here. So if you want to go over and see Jeannie Bird, if you want to come over and see Diana K, you have to be here on Niknax. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for hanging out with me. Hopefully I see you later today. But if not, that's cool too. I have another sale on Wednesday, and then obviously during this weekend, during the Fun and Frenzy. So everybody have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you later. Let's go see Diana K. Here we go.